Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. You just caught me in the middle of making my midnight smoothie. You know, something to hold me over between dinner and breakfast. You know how it is. Anyway, I was just gonna go ahead and add the last of the fruits. You know, some pineapples, some peaches, but that's my mom. I'm technically allergic. I like living on the edge. Of course, strawberries, my favorite fruit. Yeah, so all that's done. All that's left to do is to blend this bad boy up. Finally, after all that hard work, I can finally enjoy the best part of this whole smoothie making process, drinking it. Don't you just love thinking about the way that the nutrients go down your alimentary canal, thinking about the way that the body absorbs them and stores them for later use, and just, what's that? You're telling me you don't normally think about all those things while enjoying a meal? How incredibly ludicrous! Luckily for you, I happen to bring down my lab coat to the kitchen. I'm going to teach you the science of the digestive system. Follow me. So because I am eating these fruits in smoothie form, I actually get to bypass the first part of the digestive system, which is the predigestion, which happens in the mouth. That is when your teeth grind up the food and your saliva helps to dissolve it, so by the time it gets to the stomach, it is already in smaller pieces, which is easier to manage for your body. My tongue will slide the smoothie to the back of my pharynx, back of my throat, which is called the pharynx, where the upper esophageal sphincter opens up and allows it into the actual esophagus. Once there, has an easy passage down into right about here, where it meets the esophageal hiatus and passes the diameter. Not too quickly, of course, because that's how you would get hiccups. But after that, it starts to go all the way back down to right here at the top of the stomach, where it meets the lower esophageal sphincter and opens up into the stomach. The stomach then, the rugae of the stomach then expand to accommodate for the food, and the stomach begins to mash up the smoothie along with whatever else is in my stomach. Maybe, for example, that toast that I ate this morning. From there, it makes the food into a paste and brings it to the bottom of the stomach, where it reaches the pyloric sphincter and it empties into the small intestine. Now stay with me here, because the intestines are where it gets really interesting. So the body breaks up foods into nutrients it can use and waste it has to excrete. The small intestine here deals with nutrient absorption, while the large intestine carries whatever it can't use to the rectum to be flushed out of the body. Now let's take one of the fruits in these smoothies to follow the entire process. How about strawberries? So strawberries take about 20 to 30 minutes to digest fully. They are high in vitamin C, potassium, folic acid, and fiber, which are the 4 components that I will be focusing on today. Let's start with vitamin C. So vitamin C is actually water soluble. This means that it must be replaced quickly, because the vitamin is transported to the tissues and used but not stored by the body. It starts its absorption in the intestines, where it enters cells through an active glucose transport and is then reduced to ascorbic acid. The body will use it then to generate collagen, absorb iron, regulate immune system processes, reduce inflammation, and heal both internal and external wounds. Next, we're going to talk about potassium. So potassium actually is first dispersed in the upper digestive tract in the stomach. From there, it will move into the small intestines, where it will be absorbed into the villi through passive transport. 70% of the potassium is used in plasma, blood, and sweat, while the rest of it goes to the bones to be stored for later use. Now we'll go on to folic acid. So folic acid is absorbed anywhere between the jejunum, which is the middle of the small intestine, all the way to the end of the colon. Colonic bacteria synthesizes it, while a transport proton labeled PCFT picks it up and carries it directly to the livers, where half of it is stored. It then carries the rest of it into the blood and the tissues. Folic acid is used to build and maintain cells, as it prevents mutations in the DNA that could lead to cancer later on. Now we'll be talking about fiber. Unlike other components, the body in fact does not digest fiber.
It instead passes through the stomach, the small intestine, and the colon, and then out of the body. It does help the body, though. By absorbing water in the intestines, it creates a bulk, as it is called, and aids the muscles in the colon to flush out waste.
Now all that happens to break down just one of the fruits in my smoothies. Imagine how many processes it takes to break down all of them, or to break down an entire meal. The digestive system is a very strong and important part of the body. So do it a favor and give it the right things. Now if you'll excuse me, I think some parts of the smoothie have already made their way past the digestive system into the excretory system, if you get what I'm saying.